Hello crew, welcome to another episode of the Captain Calamity Adventures with me, Captain Calamity. Now, I've got 3 great projects for you today. They're art projects and one of them has a little bit of science thrown into it as well. So we're going to have lots of fun. Should we get on with it? I think so. Right, let's look at this one first, okay? So this uses these things. These are hydrogels. They're little crystals. They come in a little packet like this, okay? They're often used for decor and for flower planting because they keep the flowers nice and wet. And what you do is you put them in a bowl of water for about 4 or 5 hours and then they turn out like this. Okay, they're great little things, okay? And then what you've got to do is get a funnel, okay, and you're going to put them into the funnel like this. Okay, in they go. And we're not going to do all of them now because it's going to take a little while, something you can do. But eventually, once you've done loads of these in there, just squeezing them into the balloon, into the funnel. You don't have to add any air, just fill the balloon up as much as you can be bothered to do, as much as you want to do, okay, until you've got loads of crystals in there, okay? And then you'll end up with this. This is like the greatest stress ball ever. You can stretch it, you can squeeze it, you can pull it, it will change shape, it will always go back to the same shape. You can squeeze it and you can get bubbles from it and then let it go, and then there's another one here. It makes that lovely textured sound, listen to that. There we go. And then, once you've finished with it, just make some new ones. So there we go. So a nice little project. And what I've done as well, to just add a little bit of fun to it as well, is I've done some sort of little cubes on the balloon, because if you use Sharpies, you can colour in your balloon as well and just make it a little bit of fun as well. So there we go, some little cubes there. I don't even know why I've gone for that design. You can go for really whatever you want to do and just make it look as fun and as funky as possible. And then just get squeezing. So there we go. A little bit of science and a little bit of make and do. Really easy, and there we go. So that's that first project. Then, going on to beads, moving from one type of bead, which is these ones, to another type of bead, which is these ones. Now, rather than being water sensitive beads, these beads are heat sensitive beads, okay? So what that means is, just get rid of them there. When you put them in the oven, or you put them on an iron, you can melt them. So what I've done is I've got this. This is a Pyrex bowl. Pyrex because that way it can go in the oven. And then I sprayed the Pyrex bowl with oil. And that meant that I could then get the beads and I could put them some in the bottom and then just spread them around where all the oil was so that the beads would stick around the bowl. It takes a little time. Again, you've got to be patient. But once you've filled them up, the bowl, and all the beads are nice and flat in the bowl, and what you can do is just rotate the bowl once you've got all the beads in so that you've got a nice full bowl. Then stick it in the oven as hot as you can. Leave it for about 10 or 11 minutes, that's all you need. Then get it out of the oven, carefully, oven gloves, get mum or dad to help you, and you'll have that in the bowl. Let it cool down, and once it's cooled down, get a spatula or a table knife, again, mum or dad to help with this, and then just go around the edges as well and just scoop it. You'll hear it click as the beads just adhere or come away from the bowl, and then you can loosen it and you can take it out. Your own hammer bead bowl. There we go. So that's mine. And if I did that again, I'd probably try and fill in those holes as well. But have a go, get a Pyrex bowl and give it a go. And that's a really nice, colourful bowl. Whatever you do, don't be silly and put it on your head. I'd never do that. Okay, so there we go. 2 projects. And this last one, which I think is also loads and loads of fun, and it's a frame. It's just modern art, I guess. And all it is, it's just making it nice and colourful. What I've done is I've got a bag of balloons, all different colours, a nice assortment. The balloons are called 260s because that's the length of them. They're 60 centimetres by 2 centimetres across. And what you do, don't blow them up or anything, you're just going to use them for decoration. So stretch them over the frame, under the frame, and then at the bottom of the frame you're going to tie like that, and then you just shape. And you can put them in whatever pattern you like. You can either make a picture pattern that is recognisable, or if not, just go for something that you really like the look of. This looks a little bit like a spider's web. Can you imagine what kind of colourful spider might live in a web like that? Funny that, isn't it? Okay, and then obviously you want to decide whether you want a white frame, whether you want to put a picture behind it or not, or keep it blank like I've done, or whether you want to go for a black frame. Whatever you want. There's a lot of creativity involved in this. You also might want a stand-up frame. You might want to hang it from your wall. You might want landscape or portrait. You can decide. So there it is. 3 really simple projects that you can do at home that have been tried and tested here at the Lollipop Lighthouse in Chocolate Button Bay. So we'll go through them really quickly one more time so you know exactly what we're looking at. Okay, so we've got this project, which is the stress ball with the Hydra beads. There they are. And then we've got this bowl, which we made with those heat sensitive beads, which you put in the oven, hammer beads. And then we've got this amazing frame. Again, we're using those balloons again, this time the long ones, the stretchy long ones, the 260s, and we're just putting them over the frame to make as colourful a picture frame as we possibly can. Modern art. So there you go. 3 great projects from me, Captain Calamity, and that brings us to the end of another episode of the Captain Calamity Adventures. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so already, and don't forget to comment, because I want to find out what art projects you're doing. Have you come up with some really crazy ideas that you want to share? Let me know about them, because I'm sending out prizes to people who give me really good comments on the video. But above all, be safe, be smart, be smiley. See ya!